going on YouTube? I have a very special guest with me today. So Tomas Olsson from Bloodbound, the lead guitarist and I would say the founder of the band as well. Is
Yeah,
that fair to
yeah,
say?
yeah. Me and the keyboard player Frederick, we started the band in 2004. So we're
Nice.
the only surviving members that
Definitely
started the band,
knows.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, 20 years. I mean, you're just bound to, I mean, that's a lo
Yeah, we've
lifelong love.
been around for a while.
Yep. And in fact, so 20 year, you're gonna be so how are you doing the 20 year? You're releasing an album 20
Yeah,
year? Or
actually did like a 20-year anniversary live DVD that we released uh 1 year ago. That's like a live DVD in between two normal releases, I guess, which turned out pretty cool, like material from some good festivals in Europe. So that was nice.
was
And we
that
printed some
Nosferatu?
cool t-shirts. Yeah. Yeah, there was the 20 years of blood, basically.
Yeah, like 2 decades of that's the
Yeah.
one. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Two
Very
decades of
cool.
blood.
Awesome. Yeah, I
That
noticed a
was
lot of
awesome.
more video recordings and all that. So
Yeah.
pretty cool to see it over the years. Awesome. Yeah. So I guess one of my biggest questions here is why is power metal so prominent out of like Scandinavia? You got so many amazing power metal bands from over there and in Europe. I mean, any thoughts on that? I mean, it
Yeah.
seems like every band that ticks every box for me is out of Sweden or out of that general area.
Yeah. I think it was when I grew up, there was, a lot of people were playing an instrument. They were like, you had music schools, and there were not that many, other stuff like video games and stuff were starting to show up, but not as today with all the iPads and phones and stuff. So and during that era, of course, a lot of great bands came along, like, you know, the Keeper of the Seven Keys albums, for example, by Halloween, and all the great Maiden stuff, and the start of Metallica, I guess, and thrash metal. But power metal was big over here in Europe at that time. And that's when basically I started to play guitar as well. And me and my brother played, we tried to copy all those songs, and we were learning how to play guitar. That was more interesting to us than playing video games, I guess, back then. So now we're keeping that tradition alive.
Nice. Yeah, fair to say. Nintendo or power metal, right? I'm gonna pick power metal
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. But I like Nintendo as well. But
Yeah, yeah. Well, speaking of that, I mean, I think one of the reasons I love power metal so much is this definitely has that 80s vibe to it, very epic,
yeah,
very over the top, very I don't want to say cheesy. I mean, unless you're talking about like Dragon Force or something, but sometimes it gets almost over the top cheesy, but just that epic stuff. I
yeah,
mean,
epic and melodic,
yeah.
I guess. Like that's a lot of the other music genres in the 80s were very melodic as well, I guess.
Mhm.
All the hair bands and stuff, they influencing each other, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I mean, who would you say you mentioned a few already, like Maiden, Metallica, who were probably your biggest influences? I mean, I could pick them out, like, but I'm curious what you say. Like, I listen to every one of your songs. I'm like, okay, I'll name like three people. This is boom, boom, boom. Like I can hear that. I can see your biggest, and maybe even through the years, because
Ah,
you've
yeah,
had some thematic changes, right?
yeah, yeah. I guess when we started, it was going back to the basically the heavy metal roots. Like Iron Maiden, of course, was one of the my main bands, and Accept as well, and of course Halloween as well, with the faster songs, which I really liked. And then I got into a little bit more heavier stuff, like Metallica as well. Megadeth, it's a cool band, and and some newer bands as well. Like I like some death metal stuff as well, like In Flames or Arch Enemy. That sort of bands, pretty cool.
Yeah.
But from the beginning, it's Maiden Halloween, except Judas Priest. That sort of
Yeah, definitely. I think it was
classic heavy metal.
Nosferatu. I think it was Nosferatu. I was because I was trying to go through all the ages and everything, all picking out the ones from the albums, and Nosferatu had like if you want to do a masterclass on the gallop, that is
Yeah,
just so
yeah.
like you're literally going into
Yeah,
battle.
it's
You hear that all
very
the time, galloping, leads and everything, but that was like never heard it that prominent before.
no, that's a lot of it's a lot of gallop, and it's kind of a mix between Iron Maiden and Halloween, I guess. You have some faster 16th note
Mhm.
double bass drumming as well. So yeah, it's definitely an Iron Maiden old school kind of
Yeah.
vibe to it. All the twin guitar melodies as well that I really liked is in there.
Yeah, definitely. Well, so speaking of so I am always interested in like themes and stuff. I mean, could you run through some themes like your albums? You have like what is it? Stories of the North, I believe. That
Yeah,
seems like
yeah,
it's very its own theme, and then you've got dragon theme. I mean, can
yeah,
you break
yeah,
down some of that?
yeah. Kind of when we started out, we wanted that we had that Nosferatu song that we felt was really good, like a strong track. And then we started to talk about having some sort of like a mascot kind of thing. And then when we got the cover for it, it's actually a guy who's really great artist he's done the Painkiller for cover for Judas Priest, and he's done Eddie as well for Iron Maiden on a few
Oh yeah, I
album
know Eddie.
covers. Yeah, yeah. So he did Nosferatu like that cover, and when we got it, it's like, oh shit, this is really cool.
That's your guy.
So we adopted him like he's gonna be like a figure on the albums. That's why you can see him on all the covers.
Yep.
And
You knocked out one of my questions. I definitely see the same pointy-eared, horned
yeah,
in
yeah,
every single album cover. And it's
yeah,
such a
kind of in
cool
different
theme.
shapes. He was more like an evil Nosferatu, like from the Nosferatu movie in the beginning, and then Book of the Dead, of course, which is also uh, like that Nosferatu evil image. And then we got a little bit more fantasy into the dragon stuff, like a couple, three albums where we have dragons more in the lyrics as well. Like we're really into Game of Thrones, of course, and that era. And then Tales from the North is a bit more historical, like that's about the Viking era. So we wanted to explore it a bit. We were I'm into that era as well, and that kind of medieval stuff, and that led up to the new album as well. It's like that's taking off from Tales from the North is the Viking era up until 1066, which is the last track on Tales from the North, and then in 1096 the first crusade began. So the new album is kind of a concept album in a way, because it's stories about taken from all the nine crusades that started in 1096, ended in 1291 roughly, like
Yeah.
the siege of Jerusalem, which is from that song, the first single, Defenders of Jerusalem. It's about that.
And is that where your guitar? Is that where I saw that? Your white
Yeah,
guitar with
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
nice.
That's the
Yeah, hopefully I'm
stuff.
gonna ask you to give the kids a pan right before we go, if
Yeah,
you don't
sure,
mind of the
sure.
guitars. But yeah, super neat. I love your setup. But
Yeah,
I'm
it's
getting
cool.
chills as you're talking because I mean, the history buff, you saw my thing, well, like in college and all that the Crusades and like
Yeah.
medieval Europe was like my wheelhouse. And I even have a video where I got pretty drunk and I covered the Fourth Crusade, kind of like a drunken histories thing. And
Ah,
um,
okay, cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, just kind of talking how much of a cluster it was. I'm interested to see what your song is about that one, but
yeah,
I can't
yeah,
wait. So that's the new album that'll be coming out
yeah, yeah,
very recently.
yeah. It's kind of it's not really what do you say chronological exact, but it's starting off the first track, which is that's kind of Field of Swords. That's the idea from the beginning, was also to show the importance of when, when people started to uh, what do you call, when they started to forge iron, when they realized that, the mix of iron and carbon made steel so much better. And at the end of the Viking era, the swords were all right, but they started to refine, and by the time of the First Crusade, they were like kind of optimized, almost as good as they ever became.
Yeah.
So the first song is really about that, like how iron has been so important for, it's important in everything, I guess, in our blood, and like it's such an important material. That's what the idea was for the first song, and how the sword became, yeah, perfect, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
And then second song, like, started off the crusade with the Byzantine Empire calling for aid, because of attacks from the
Oh, that's
east.
yeah, very cool.
And then it starts the album. And the last track, which Brittany is on as well, from Unleash the Archers.
No way. Okay.
Yeah, she sings. It's like a duet, and she's excellent in it. And that song is uh, like a summary of the Crusader era, like an ending of the album.
Well, that is very cool. Yeah, when we
Yeah.
talked, she's got a degree in history, so we were able to geek out about some of that stuff.
Ah, yeah, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure she had a blast with that project. I mean, anything where that kind
Yeah,
of stuff
she's
is
great.
involved, very neat.
Yeah,
Did
she's
you
great.
something
Sorry.
interesting? I was going through your tours, and there was a kind of a neat thing that I saw, and it showed a breakdown of the bands you toured with the most. And it also
Oh, yeah.
said that you've traveled 66,000 miles as a band on tour. I don't know how accurate it is. Does that sound right?
Could be. Could be.
Yeah. But it
Yeah,
said
I
that the
remember
one
what. Yeah,
the
yeah,
band you toured with the most was Sabaton. Does that sound right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Cool.
guess it must be Sabaton. Yeah, we actually, when we started out in, I guess, in 2006, 2007 or something, we did our first shows, with small shows and just small clubs in Sweden with Sabaton,
That's
hanging
cool.
out with them, having parties in small local pubs in south of Sweden. So that
Neat.
was cool. And we've been invited to some of the tours as well, and traveled same tour bus with them. And they're great guys.
Oh, I
And
bet.
they're basically from the same area uh, as us as well. Like, it's
Okay.
only, what is it, 200 kilometers or 150 kilometers from here
Is
where I'm
it
sitting
Fallon?
now.
Fallon you're talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah,
Yeah,
Fallen.
because Brothers of Metal, I believe, is from Fallon as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I actually got a chance to talk to Matt Nilsson for about an hour or so. I
Ah,
didn't
cool.
record it. I still kind of kick myself for not recording it, but
Ah,
that
cool,
was
cool. Yeah,
interesting, and it's cool to see
yeah.
how tight you guys all are.
Yeah, our
Um,
drummer, Daniel, he's from Falun.
oh, okay.
So yeah, so he knows all those. He knows the rock and metal scene in Falun. Everybody.
Yeah, and I imagine it's a pretty big city. It's not like y'all came from the same little village. I mean, it's probably
Yeah,
a
Falun is
large.
it's not that, it's not big, but it's a little bit bigger than Bollnäs, where I'm from.
Mhm.
So, but we're maybe a little bit up north now, 300 kilometers north of Stockholm. So it's starting to get a bit cold here now.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm
The
saying.
leaves are starting to fall and stuff.
Yeah, there's something in the water there, just making all of you guys such amazing
Yeah.
metal.
Ah, could be the dark
The,
and the snow.
the snow, yeah.
Do you have a lot of
Yeah.
snow winter in your place?
Well, I'm in Florida, so
Ah, Florida. Oh, so
zero
no.
snow. Zero
Yeah,
snow. Yeah, it's still
only
90
sun.
degrees out. Well, it's raining right now, but it's hot.
Oh yeah. Ah,
Got
that's nice.
alligators in my backyard,
Yeah,
typical
cool.
thing. But so I did notice too, speaking of Brothers of Metal, you very recently came from AFM to Napalm. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have to get into any reasons, but it was interesting to see. I watched your video from like 2024, and it was
Yeah,
AFM. So
yeah. This is our first album with Napalm.
excellent.
So
Very
yeah,
cool.
it's good.
So speaking of Napalm, Napalm is a little bit of a hint. If you could guess the second band that you toured with the most, I was shocked at this. And again, it might not be right.
Uh, shit.
I'm actually
Let
going to be
me.
seeing them in a week. It's Ailstorm. They said Ailstorm. Does that
Ailstorm.
sound right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Ailstorm. Yeah, 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 yeah. We toured with them as well. Yeah, they're funny guys.
They seem
A
like a
bit, a
really
bit.
fun bunch.
Yeah, a bit different. Actually,
Yeah.
there. We have that mascot, Nosferatu, on the last song. Usually, when we play our last song on the show, we have someone from the crew or some tall guy that we dress up as Nosferatu and comes out on stage and do the little thing like in the intro for the last track. And Chris from singer from Ailstorm was Nosferatu on one show we did in Italy. I remember because that was so funny
Oh,
because he,
man.
he loves to dress up and do like cosplay kind of thing. So we
Yeah.
told him to you're only supposed to come up for the first 30 seconds of the song and then you have to leave.
He didn't
And he
leave.
said, yeah, sure, sure, he said. And then he came up and he didn't leave. He was
No.
headbanging and just running around stage and dressed up costume for the entire song. That was fun. And he loved
Jeez.
it.
That's great. That's yeah, Chris doesn't leave. It's like
No.
so I mean, I know we're almost at time. I mean, do you have anything else
Oh, yeah.
going on coming up? Any tours coming? I didn't see anything coming.
Uh, we we we're planning on a tour now. It's going to be in around March, the end of March. We don't have the exact dates yet, and it's going to be centered from, I guess, Germany and around countries around Germany.
Okay.
That's going to be cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to
Any
be end of March.
okay. Any plans on coming to the US at all or anything? Or
Uh, Not at the moment. Um, we were going to play that, the cruise, this 70,000. What do you call it? The Caribbean metal cruise
ooh, that's
from.
nice.
It actually leaves from Miami
Yeah, it's
and
pretty close
goes.
to me, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We played it a few years ago. That was really cool. I mean, we were supposed to do it uh, maybe last year or something, but something came up, so we couldn't do it.
Mhm.
But that would be excellent. We've been to the US a couple of times, to Atlanta, Prog Power as well.
Yeah.
So it would be cool to go over there again.
That's cool. Yeah, I feel like I'm in a minority sometimes with some of the great music, like power metal and things like that. As far as being from America and everything like that. I mean, but do you feel like there was a time in your career that you had do you have any kind of breakout song or anything that went a little kind of gained a lot of momentum or
Sorry, can you say that again?
well, just like
The sound broke
during,
up.
different songs you may have released or different
Oh
albums
yeah,
where it picked up a bigger audience. Like for example, I mean, I was look at Nightwish and sometimes the Annette era kind of grabbed more
oh
Americans. I
yeah,
mean, did you notice
oh
anything
yeah.
like that in the past or?
I think we kind of kicked off with a good start on the Nosferatu album because we were totally unknown, and then sent out the demo and got all these offers from labels, and the album got some momentum, because it's a bit different. It's old school, but we were corpse paint and all weird stuff on the first album. But then I could feel some momentum coming with the Moria, with the Unholy Cross when we released Moria, because a lot of people, even people that don't listen so much to metal, started to talk about that song. If like friends that don't listen to metal like that song, so that was a kind of a gaining some momentum. And I think Rise of the Dragon Empire was also kind of the same. It's also very melodic sing along kind of song, which is very popular live as well when we play it live.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so Amoria is where I remember you guys from the most. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
boom. The moment I realized it's Moria,
yeah,
and I even saw there was some fan videos that were made where they took scenes from Lord of the
yeah,
Rings to your
yeah.
song and everything like that.
Yeah,
So
that was really cool. Yeah,
yeah,
like that.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
that was nice. It got a bit of a life on its own. That was fun.
Yeah, if you really like something
Also,
like,
that was the first album with Patrick and Anders, bass player, and Patrick on vocals as well, and all across 2011, I think, could be. Yeah, something like that.
I mean, you've always had great vocalists. I mean, everybody I listen to is
Yeah,
very solid.
yeah,
I sometimes get some Angus
yeah.
McSix vibes. I get some like like Blind
Ah, yeah,
Guardian vibes. Just very. And I love the fact that it's clean. Sometimes I've been reached out to for interviews, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'll listen. I'm like, it's either death metal or but you guys tick all the boxes and just sound amazing. So
yeah, yeah. Melodic
awesome.
and with clear vocals.
Yeah. Yeah. And an occasional growl. Oh, wait, sorry, my camera gets weird.
Yeah,
It's got a 30
an
second delay.
occasional Halford scream.
Boom. Yeah. Oh, I love those. All right, wait.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I love those. Like occasionally you just hear out of nowhere that belt. Something I used to call it
yeah,
the Britney belt, but now of course it's everywhere. Britney Slay's always doing that. But
yeah, yeah. She's great at doing it.
yep. Well, I know you have to go, sir. Could you give us a quick little pan
Yeah,
of your awesome guitars and maybe a quick little
yeah, yeah. Sure. What I'm sure. Yeah, yeah. There is. And then some of the other
and that's cool. You got all your
guitars which
badges
I've
too, it
used.
looks like from all different shows and stuff.
Yeah, I've used it over the years, and that's one I've used quite a bit as well. And this is a newer yellow one. It's like an Ibanez RG, which is pretty cool, I think. And some classic guitars over here,
And I know she had all your
and then
albums.
some swords on the wall.
That is so cool. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
basically the place where I record some stuff and we rehearse sometimes.
Yeah, I've got some swords that I've been meaning to. I don't know if you
Ah,
could see it, but
nice.
I made a Viking. I used to make Viking shields out of like hardwood flooring.
Ah, yeah, I can see it.
And it's even got the iron boss, and it's kind of like period correct the way it's constructed and held and everything. But
Cool,
trying
and
to
you
make it
made it.
like, yeah, trying to make it like Captain America kind of.
Ah, very cool. Like it.
No, but thank you
Yeah,
so much
cool.
for your time, and I'm glad to learn everything that you were able to share. So,
Yeah,
and I
thanks
look
for
forward
having
to
me.
seeing you soon. I'm getting some merch because I love your stuff,
Oh yeah, yeah,
your
yeah. We've got
images.
some cool designs that you're gonna like.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
great.
take care. We'll see you
Yeah,
out there.
yeah. See ya. Bye bye.
Bye.